Good morning. Happy June 2nd today. How's everybody doing out there? So today we're going to be doing a yoga strength class. So if you want to get some hand weights or something to use as resistance, you can feel free to get ready with that. Maybe some water. Also, you could probably do this practice in a modified way. You could have a chair and you could, sit on the chair maybe when we're doing some of the arm stuff and just kind of modify what you think would work best for your body. So feel free to do whatever you can of the practice because some movement is always better than no movement. Oh my gosh, my mom is on. Hi, Mom. All right, so we are going to get rocking and rolling right away, people. So here we go. So let's start out with a little bit of a warm-up before we actually get into our practice. And we'll just start in our mountain pose, standing tall, grounding our feet to the earth. And we're going to inhale all the way up and exhale, release. Just some nice deep breaths. Inhale, reach for the sky, and exhale. One more. Inhale, up, and exhale. Nice. Let's take the feet and legs a little bit wider apart now. Your toes can kind of turn out to the sides. And we're going to do a little bit of twisting. So let's take it here and just rotate from side to side. I think one of the things I miss most about doing these live classes on Facebook is that they don't allow us to play music. So feel free to jam out to some music on your own at your house. Just turn something on in the background, kind of motivate you. I'll get kicked off Facebook if I try to do that. So, all right, let's land it and do a little lateral stretching. Inhale, bringing that right arm up. Exhale, start to come over. Inhale, reaching back toward the sky, and exhale, release. Left arm, inhalation. Exhale, bringing it over for that lateral stretch. Inhale, and exhale. Let's try it again. Right arm, inhalation, and exhalation. Inhale and exhale. One more on the left. Inhalation, exhalation. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Go ahead. Bring the feet and legs back together. We're going to move into some sun salutations to continue warming up. So if you like, you can come up to the top of your mat. And we're in our mountain pose. Let's inhale up to the top. Let your hands unite. And then on an exhale, start to come into a forward bend. Now maybe you only want to come halfway. That's fine. Or maybe you're going to start to take it down just a little deeper. Let's take an in-breath and come back to the half if you're not there. And then exhale, start to bring it down lower. From here, we'll move into lunge. So the right leg is going to take a giant step back. We're going to bend the front knee so it's right over the ankle. Our spine is long. And then let's lift and lower that back knee a little bit, just to kind of wake things up. Back of the leg and even in the foot region. Awesome. So from our lunge, we're going to go to the plank. So the left leg is going to step back. Feel free to modify your plank to your knees if you like, and then we'll take it to the mat. Keep your elbows in close to your body. Your hands are outside of your chest as you gently rise into a little bit of a back bend, finding your cobra. And then exhale, release. We'll inhale, coming up to the table. And we'll tuck those toes under and we're gonna find our first downward facing dog. Oh yeah, letting the feet kind of walk it out, taking your dog for a walk. My dog's downstairs. I'm surprised she didn't come up for the practice. I'm sure if I call her, she would come up. And then both heels reaching back. We're going to return to the lunge, so if you want, you could come to table first, and then bring that right leg through for a lunge. Let's do what we did on the first side. So we'll kind of lift and lower the knee, getting a nice stretch here. And then we'll take the back foot and we'll step it up to the front foot and we're back in a forward fold position again. Ground through your feet like you're rooting to the earth. Inhale, rise to the sky, reach up, and exhale. Go ahead and land at your heart. Let's do another sun salutation. So we'll inhale, upward arms and hands. On the exhale, we'll come down into that forward bend again. Uttanasana is the Sanskrit name for our forward bend. On an inhale, we'll come up to the half. And on the exhale, we're coming back down. Let's take the left leg back for our lunge first on this one. Finding that good alignment. And then the right leg back for another plank. Again, if you want to drop the knees, go ahead. I do that to take care of my shoulders. Let's lower it. And we're going to find that cobra again. So we're grounding through the tops of our feet and we're rising into a nice back bend. Let's exhale, bringing it back to the mat. And then inhale, we're coming back through table and into another down dog exhalation. Feel free to pedal those feet out again, just like we did on the first one. Really waking up the calves, the ankles, the feet, all that good stuff. And then we'll let those heels reach back again. We're going to return to lunge, so if you like, come to table first and bring the left leg up and through. And then step together. We're back in that forward fold. While I'm down here, I'm going to snag a drink of water. On an in-breath, root and rise. On an out-breath, blend at your heart. All right, so I'm going to check in and see who's here and what's happening. Let's see, Margie and Steve are here. Lindsay, hi Lindsay, and Rosalind Harris. Hey everybody. Oh, Jim Krumberger. Hi Jim. So we're moving on to our next part of our strength workout, and we're going to do something that's kind of challenging. It's called the dolphin plank. So what you're going to do is come down and lay on the floor on your stomach, and you're going to prop up on your elbows and forearms. This is how our foundation is set up. Then you're going to tuck your toes under. Engage your abdominal muscles by drawing your navel up to your spine, and you're going to lift your belly and your hips. Now this is called the modified dolphin plank. This is the full dolphin plank when you lift your knees. Now for some of us, it's going to be better to be down here on the knees, and we're going to hold it. So do the best you can. Sometimes I'll alternate lifting and dropping one knee, but notice my toes are still grounded. And this kind of helps me forget about that I'm in this position holding it, keeping it engaged by just lifting a knee and bringing it back down. If you start to shake a little bit, that's normal. So we're working our core, but we're also working upper body. All right, let's slowly bring it back down. And this is actually called the Sphinx pose. From our Sphinx, we'll take a little reset. So we'll press up to our table, and then we'll draw the hips back. We're coming into pose of the child, otherwise called Balasana. So letting the hips reach back, nice stretch here, nice long spine. Good, and then start to come up from that, and we'll just make our way up to standing. Now for the next one, if you have a set of hand weights that you want to grab, go ahead and get them. We're going to do something called the squat, curl, press. So there's going to be a squat, a bicep curl, and a shoulder press in this one. So you're going to stand with your feet about medium width apart, and we're going to have our weights, if you're using them, up at your shoulders. Now you could do this one sitting in a chair and just do the upper body and skip the squat. So if you're doing this in standing with me, we're going to come down into a squat, and then as we come up, we do the bicep curl, and then at the top, we do a press, and we bring it back to our shoulders. Come back down into your squat, do your bicep curl, and press it up. So you want to avoid swinging the weights, so you're in control of those weights, right? Right. So keep this going. It's going to be a hot one today. I heard it might even hit 90 degrees. So stay hydrated, drink lots of water, stay cool. Don't spend too much time out in that sun. Let's do one more. Awesome. So we're going to put the weights down, and we're going to go back to that dolphin plank. So we just go back and forth. We do each thing 3 times. So we're coming back down onto our front side, propping up on our elbows and forearms. We're in Sphinx, and we're setting up. So we're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to lift our navel up to the spine as we lift our hips and our belly. We're going to keep our spine long, and we're just going to alternate lifting up one knee and then the other. Or if you just want to hold the pose, you can. I'm going to show you one more option. It would be holding it here and dropping the knee instead of lifting the knee. So there's lots of modifications or different ways to work on the dolphin plank. And the reason it's a dolphin plank is that we're on our elbows and forearms instead of traditional plank when you would be on your hands. How we doing? Let's go ahead and bring this one down. Woo, good job, everybody. So from here, let's reset again. So we'll press up to table, and then we'll take it all the way back again. Pose of the child. One of my favorite yoga poses. All right, break's over. Let's go ahead. Come on up. Find weights if you like. And we'll try that squat curl press again. Find your foundation. Bring your weights up to the shoulders, and here we go. So we squat, we keep looking this way, we don't look down. And we also try to keep our shoulders over our hips. And again, avoid swinging your weights. You're in control. Use your breath. And don't forget to smile, because we're having fun, right? Woohoo! Only 99 more to go. Just kidding. Actually, I already lost count, so we'll do a couple more. I'm not a very good counter. Let's do one more. And we'll set the weights back down. And we're going to do that dolphin plank one more time. So let's bring it down onto our front side. Set up in that Sphinx pose. Make sure that your elbows are right under your shoulders. And then we'll tuck the toes. Engage your abdominal muscles as you lift your hips and your belly. So make sure that you're drawing your navel up to your spine while you're here. Now you can hang out right here. You could add the knee lifts, or you could come up and try the drops. So whichever one you feel like doing, or if you just want to hold the position, that's fine too. Do the best you can. This is our last set of the dolphin plank. Okay, I'm starting to get tired. Let's bring it down. Woo! And then one more reset. Plant the hands. Come up through table. And take it back. All right, let's bring it up. We've got one more set of our squat curl press, and then we're done with our first set. We're 25% done with our workout. So, getting ready for squat curl press. Let's bring our weights up to the shoulders. Go ahead, bring it down into your squat, and curl the weights up, shoulder press, and return. Keep this going, work at your own pace, and keep a smile on your face. All right, so keep this going. I think when we get done with this class, before it gets too hot, I'm going to take my kayak out on the lake with my dog. And what we like to do is go along the shoreline, because then she can swim, and then when she gets tired, she goes up on the shoreline and runs, and then she comes back swimming, and it's a good workout for her. It tires her out, plus she has fun. This is our last one. You know, when I get talking, then I lose track of where we are. So we are 25% through our workout. 75% to go. Snag a drink if you would like. So for the next one, form and alignment is really important because we're going to be forward folding. So I want to make sure that you're hinging from your hips and that you're bending your knees. So I'm going to show you what we're doing from two different angles. So just so that you get the forward fold part correct, watch how I hinge from my hips and I bend my knees, but I'm not bending my back, am I? And I'm in a half forward fold. then as you come up, you're still hinging from the hips, and as you come up, we're going to be pulling the weights up toward the chest. So I'll do it this way now. We come into a half forward bend, and then we draw the weights up. It's called an upright row. So go ahead, get ready. I'm going to do the side so that you can make sure that you're practicing with a flat back, that you're not bending your back. The heads of the weights can touch if you're using weights. We're going to hinge from the hips, bend the knees. There's my half hold. Then as I draw it up, my elbows come out to the sides for the row. So you exhale as you hinge forward, and then you inhale as you rise. Make sure that you're hinging from your hips and bending from your knees to get that proper alignment. You don't have to touch the floor with your weights. You're just coming to a half forward fold. Right on, right on. Using the breath really helps. Exhaling on the way down, inhaling on the way up. Let's do 2 more. This is an awesome stretch for the backs of those legs. Plus, you're probably feeling some work in the buttocks. And we're done with our first set. Did you like it? Was it fun? Woo-hoo! All right, let's see what we got cooking with that one. All right, we're going to come back down to the floor, and we're going to work on core. So this one is primarily for your lower abdominals, and it's a 4-count move. So watch me first, and then you can lay down and try it. So what it's going to be for the foundation, you're going to want to get that set up. We're going to be on our backs. We're going to lift our legs so that our knees are over our hips. That's our starting position. Then your hands are going to come behind your head. So the 4 count is 1 is lifting the head, neck, shoulders, keeping the elbows out. 2 is bringing the knees in toward your chest or your heart. 3 is bringing them back where they were. And 4 is bringing the head back down to the mat. So we're going to keep that head lifted the whole time, but we're not pulling on our neck. We're just going to lift the head, neck, shoulders a little bit off the floor, maintain that as we move the lower half. Are you ready? All right. So knees are over hips. Let's lift the head, neck, shoulders, bring the knees in, take them back out, and then lower the head. It's a lift, bring it in, take it away, and down. Don't pull on your head and neck. It's a small lift and rise, up, knees in, knees over hips, and lower. Up, in, away, and down. Up, knees in, knees over hips, and down. Keep this going. So when you're lifting your head, it's almost like the head is resting back in the hands. This way, you won't be straining your head and neck. It's like you're just holding the head and neck back into those hands, feeling the weight of the head. We'll do 2 more. And here's our last one. And bring it down. So for some of us, just keeping those knees over the hips, you feel that engagement just even being here, right? So you can even do one where you bring knees in and knees away and not even do the head neck part. So on our second set, feel free to go ahead and play with that. So grab your weights if you're using weights, and we'll do another set of that half forward fold with the upright row. So I'll do this set facing front. Heads of the weights are touching. You're going to hinge from the hips, bend your knees, come into a half fold, and then as you draw it up, you draw the weights up to your chest, and then exhale, take it back down. Inhale, we're bringing it up, and exhale, down. Keep this going. Make sure you're using good alignment for that half forward fold. So my last in-person group class was on March 12th. Yesterday was the first time that I went back to an in-person class. Let's do 3 more. It was at our Merrill Enrichment Center for chair-based yoga, and people wore masks as they were coming in and out, but then during the class we took them off. Last one, but all of our chairs were spaced 6 feet apart. The space where I was teaching at is an expo center, so it's very large, very tall ceilings, fans, lots of ventilation. So that's why we thought it would be safe to do that. So it was kind of nice being back in person with some of my students yesterday, and hope to be adding more as we continue, slowly reopening and coming back. Are you ready for your second set of lower abdominal work? We're on our backs. We're bringing the knees over the hips and the hands behind the head if you like. We're lifting, bringing in, taking away, and lowering the head. Up, in, out, and lower. Up, knees toward heart, knees over hips, and down. Let's keep this going. If you're interested in learning about the classes that I teach at the MEC Center in Merrill, you can either private message me or just reply on this feed that we're on right now. Send me a message here on Facebook, and I can give you some information about those classes. We are limiting the size. So I'm doing 2 classes back to back to allow for enough people to try to get in if they want to. And guess what? I lost count again. Let's do 1 more. Good. Let's bring these in this time. Do a little bit of rocking. It feels good. All right, we are going to come on up. We've got 1 more set of our half forward fold with the upright row. At that point, we'll be 50% through our yoga strength class. All right, I'm going to do side on this one. Heads of the weights touching, and we're hinging from our hips and folding. And then we're drawing the weights up to our chest, elbows out to the sides. Breathe out. And breathe in. Exhale and inhale. You got this. Just make sure you're using good form. If you were sitting in a chair, you could do your forward fold and still pull the upright row up to your chest. Those of you who come to chair strength with me probably already modified and figured that out. And we're having that class again at the Merrill Enrichment Center tomorrow. First class is at 10, the second class is at 11:15. Let's do one more. All right. So we are 50% through. Let's see if I can say hi to some more people. Oh, Lynn Helbach. Hi, Lynn. And Renee Falstead. Renee, how are you doing? How's recovery going? Send me a text. Let me know what's happening. Okay, so the next one is a yoga pose called the triangle. And we're going to be working some lateral stuff on this one. So I'm going to grab some weights. And I'm going to show you the foundation. So you're going to start by walking your feet apart. And then you're going to rotate. Right now, I think for you it would be your right leg. So your hip and leg and foot rotated. And then your other heel, the back heel, is going to slide back a little bit. So it should feel like your hips and shoulders are kind of open to the long edge, but at a little bit of a diagonal. Now, to come into the triangle pose, we have one arm down and one arm up. The other name I give this one is the Statue of Liberty. So what we're going to be doing is hinging downward, keeping our arms in place, and then hinging back up to tall. So hinging into your triangle pose, and then hinging back up, but keeping that Statue of Liberty up toward the top. Exhale when you're coming in, and inhale when you're coming up. So before I continue, you should be feeling it through this side waist with that hinging. Okay? All right, let's do a couple more on this first side, and then we have to switch it, right? Right. We'll do one more. All right, rotate the feet and legs. I was getting a little cramp in my calf muscle on that one. All right, let's set up the second side. So go ahead, walk it apart again. Rotate your left leg so the foot's facing straight forward. Let that back heel, that right heel, come back a little. And again, notice if your hips and shoulders are facing at a diagonal. And then we'll have the bottom arm down and the top arm up. So for you, it would be your left arm down. And then we're going to hinge and then pull it up. Nice. So let's exhale, coming into our triangle pose, and inhale, coming up. Exhale, and inhale. I got to take a quick break. Keep going. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, and inhale. My calf muscles are tight this morning. Exhale, and inhale. Not sure what they're tight from, but they want to keep kind of cramping up on me. Let's do one more of this Statue of Liberty / triangle pose. Awesome. Walk the feet and legs together. It's getting warm up here. We don't have air conditioning. I kept the house closed up and I got some fans going, but I'm starting to get sweaty. The next one I call the dead bug. So if you've ever seen like a June bug when they die, they kind of are on their backs and their arms and legs are stuck up in the air, right? So that's why this one's called the dead bug. So let me show you what we're going to do. Takes a little bit of brain coordination as well for this one. So as my right leg goes toward the floor, my left arm goes behind me toward the floor. And then I bring it all back up to the top, back to my dead bug. Then my left leg goes down and my right arm goes overhead, and I bring it all back up again. So join me when you're feeling ready. Right leg with left arm, and exhale, bring it up. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, bring it up. Now you keep this going, alternating sides. Now I'm lowering my leg pretty far toward the earth. You don't have to go that far. I don't want you to have any kind of discomfort in your low back. So maybe that means you go to here with your leg, only about halfway. And that's fine too. Always do the best that you can. Everybody's bodies are different. We all have different flexibility, strength, and balance. The other name that they give this one is happy baby. Stopping here because what do babies do? They lay on their backs and they find their feet and they think it's, wow, are those mine? This is pretty cool. All right, bring it up. We get to do that triangle pose again. Grab weights if you like. I know my jokes aren't that funny, but I try. I really do. Let's rotate the right leg. Let the left heel shift back. If you're wondering how far apart your legs should be, it's about wrists over ankles. So you can kind of check that out too. All right. So right arm is down, left arm is up, and we are hinging down and rising up. Let's exhale and inhale. Breathe out and in. Keep it going. My calves are still cramping up on me, so I might have to bend my knee a little bit to relieve that cramp. 2 more. Last one. Exhale and inhale. All right, so feet are front. Rotate the left leg. Let the right heel slide back. We'll bring the left arm down, the right arm up, and here we go on side 2. So we're hinging and rising, keeping the arms long. Hinge, triangle, and rise. Breathe out on the way down, and breathe in on the way up. Are you still smiling? I hope so. One more. Nice. All right, walk it together. Set your weights down. And we're going to do another set of our dead bug. So we'll come onto our backs. Hydrate whenever you need to. Legs are up, arms are up. Here we go. Right leg, left arm. Just make sure you're doing opposites. And then bring it back up. Let's switch sides. Left leg with right arm. And bring it up. Now, if you want, you could just do the legs and maybe not do the arms. Whatever you like, make the practice your own. It's also okay to have a bend in your knee. You don't have to have your legs super straight. Let's do one more on each side. And then go ahead, bring those knees in and rock it out a little bit. And then we'll bring ourselves up. We've got one more set of the triangle and one more set of the dead bug, and we'll be 75%. Woohoo! So, feet and legs apart, rotating the right leg, letting the left heel slide back. Checking your distance, wrists over ankles. We'll bring the front arm down, top arm up, Statue of Liberty, exhale. And inhale. Breathe out and in. Keep it going. So it's kind of weird, even though I know that some of you are out there watching, it's really weird when you're here in this room talking to yourself. And also watching yourself on the screen. It's kind of funky. Let's do one more triangle on side one. And come on out. Come back to front facing, and then we'll rotate that left hip, leg, and foot. We'll send the right heel back. I'm getting warm, people. Bottom arm down, top arm up. Last set of triangle happening now. Exhale and inhale. Breathe out and in. How we doing? Are you hanging in there with me? I hope so. Two to go. Last one. All right. Let's put those weights down. One more set of our dead bug. Coming onto your back, legs up, arms up. Oh, I gotta scoot back a little. And we'll get this going. Right leg with left arm and to the top. And go ahead and switch. I like to inhale when I'm lowering my limbs and exhale when I'm bringing them back. Breathing in and out. So tomorrow, when I get done teaching at the Maryland Richmond Center, me and a couple girls are headed up north to a cabin to enjoy some of this heat that's coming, playing in the water in our kayaks and paddle boards and whatever else we dream up. So I'm excited, just going up for one night. And then this weekend, I'm gonna go camping with my daughter's family, so that should be fun too. One more to each. So I'm excited, knees to chest. I have kind of a fun week planned. It's been a while since I've done many activities, as I know all of you are saying, yep, same here. All right, let's go ahead and bring ourselves back up. So the good news is we are 75% through our class, and we only have one more set of exercises left. So for the next one, you might want to grab one heavier weight. We're going to do another squat, and this one is called the sledgehammer squat. So we're going to take our feet and legs a little bit wider apart, and we want to practice good mechanics again, so we're not going to swing the weight. The weight's going to be at chest height, and as I come down, I'm keeping the weight in front of me. I'm not shooting it between my legs, because when some people do that, they end up hurting their back. So what we're going to focus on is the weight is going to start at chest. We're going to come into the squat, shoulders over hips. We're going to bring the weight overhead, and then we're going to do a tricep kickback by bending our elbows and bringing it back. And then we'll come right back down into our squat. So join me as you're ready. So it's a squat, not swinging the weights, keeping looking forward the whole time. And you don't have to squat down as far as I am if you don't want to. Let's do two more. And last one. And bring that weight down and just set it down. We're going to come back down onto the floor now, and we're going to lay on our side. We're going to either prop our hand under our head, or some people like to kind of use your arm as a little bit of a pillow and let the arm extend out long. So I'm going to let you choose whichever position feels better for your upper body. And then what we're going to be doing with this one, you can either have your hand in front or on your hip. We're going to be lifting the leg up, then we're going to bring it down and tap in front of us. Then we're going to bring it back up, and then we're going to tap it down back just slightly behind. And then we're going to bring it up, tap in the front, join me as you're ready, bring it up, and tap it behind. So it always comes up into the center in between each tap. And all we're doing is tapping in front and tapping in back. Hopefully you got it going on here. Are you starting to feel it a little bit? Let's do one more front and one more back, and then we have to flip over and do the other side. All right. Go ahead and switch sides. So if being on your hip like this is uncomfortable, you could roll your mat up a little bit, like flip it around a little to make some cushion. So you could do something like this to give yourself a little more padding. Or you could grab like a towel, or if you have a small pillow to put under your hip. Because I know sometimes people say that this hurts their hip a little bit. All right, here we go. It's up to the top. Comes down in the front, it's up to the top, it comes down back behind, up and front, up and behind. We're almost there. One more front and one more back. All right, let's bring it up. So we're coming back to the sledgehammer with the tricep kicking over the head. So if you want to grab one weight, go ahead. Remember, you're going to take a little bit wider distance so you have room for your squat. And we're going to start with the weight at chest height. And your elbows are slightly bent. So we're going to come down into our squat. We're going to rise up. And then we'll do that kick up over the head for those beautiful triceps. Yes. Summer is here. Triceps are showing. Kind of hard to hide them in the summer when it's hot. I'm just focusing on my breath here. Let's do 2 more of these. Last one. All right, setting the weight down. Coming back to lying on your side. Remember to cushion your hip if you would like. Are we ready? Let's take it up. Bring it down in the front. Up and down back behind. Go ahead, keep this going. So, my friend and yoga partner, Jean Miller, is going to be starting up some outdoor yoga on Thursday nights at Monk Gardens in Wausau. So if you're interested in that, I believe you have to call Monk Gardens to register. So you'd have to look up their number. I'll be putting something out in an email later today to remind you all of this outdoor class that Jean's going to be doing. I'm kind of looking, last one to front and back, at doing an outdoor class maybe on Tuesday nights at Willow Springs Gardens, but I haven't confirmed anything with the owners of that property yet, but I'll keep you posted if and when that happens. All right, so let's do side 2. It's coming up, it's coming front, it's back up, and it's behind. Keep it going. So right now, I'm feeling like we need ventilation to avoid too much exposure. So outside classes work out pretty well if you practice social distancing as you need to. And also the Expo Center where I teach in Merrill, again, it's a very large facility with tall ceilings and fans, and we are practicing social distancing. So I feel that we're pretty safe there. But I honor how people feel. If you're not quite ready yet, that's fine. Last one to the back. And lower. All right, people. We've got one more sledgehammer. We've got one more of these, and we are 100% baby. Let's do this. Finish this out. Feet and legs apart. Weight at chest height. Here we go. Squat. Take it all the way up. Triceps. And back down. Oh, I guess there's one other event coming up that I can share with you. On June 18th, I'm doing outdoor yoga. It's a Thursday night at Sunset Hollow Ranch in Merrill. And we are also including a glass of wine. She makes the wine there, my friend Melissa. So it'll be yoga and wine on June 18th. And I will be putting an email out to promote that as well. Last one. And we are done with the sledgehammer squats. Last set, lying on our side. I drank this whole cup of water during our class. Thirsty, thirsty. Right, I hope you're still hanging with me. Let's take that leg up to the sky and tap in front, up to the top and behind. So it's our third set of these. Are you guys feeling these at all? One more front, one more back. All right, side one is done. Let's flip it over. All right, here we go. So again, I want to publicly thank all of you that have been kind enough to mail me donations for these classes that I've been doing. I super appreciate it. Being a one-woman business and being self-employed can be a little tricky during times like this. But so far, we've been making it okay. Got a roof over my head and I got food in my belly, and that's all good. Speaking of belly, hey Bella, why don't you come up and say hi to everybody? Bella, come on up, girl. See if she'll make her way up. Oh, here she comes. Hi, hi, girl. All right. All right, let's come on up. We'll do a little bit of stretching now. She just got a new haircut. Doesn't she look adorable? Yeah, she looks adorable. Okay, so Mom's going to stretch now. You can sit down on the mat if you want. Sit down. Good girl. Woo! Bless you. Bless you. All right, let's have our legs long and out in front of us. And just slowly start to come forward over those legs for a nice stretch. In Dandasana. And come on up from that. Let's go ahead and we'll bend your left leg and plant the foot. And then we're going to come into a rotation. So you'll take your right arm out to the side and we will rotate to the left, kind of wrapping that arm around your knee and looking back over your left shoulder. So let's sit nice and tall, shoulders down and relaxed. And just take a couple breaths in this twist. Come back around, extend that leg out, and switch legs. So bend the knee, plant the foot, and we'll take the opposite arm out. We'll wrap it around, and I'll pet my dog while I'm rotating. Hi, sweeties. You're so cute. Oh, you're just so cute. Yeah. And rotate back to the front. Let that leg come out again. And let's go ahead and fold forward. One more time with the legs out front. Take some breaths. Good. Go ahead. Come on up. Now, bend both knees and take your feet and legs a little bit wider apart. Now, we're going to let the legs rotate over to the side, and we're going to rotate our torso with the legs. And then we're going to come back through the middle. We're going to let the legs go the other way, and again, we're twisting. We're rotating with our legs. Come back through. Try the other side. Nice. Keep this going, just gently rotating from side to side. One more on each side. And come on back. Let's bring the bottoms of our feet together now, coming in to what the kids like to call the butterfly. And feel free to butterfly those legs a little bit if you like. And then maybe even hold them down. And go ahead and close it up. All right, so I'm gonna come on up and in a little closer. I hope that everybody enjoyed our workout today. And I wanted to kind of leave you with a quote today. So Albert Einstein said that peace can only be achieved through understanding, not through force. So I know there's a lot of violence stirring up in our nation right now. We have a lot of dividedness between political candidates for the election. We've got the racism stuff going on now, and also the COVID stuff where some people think we should be open, some people think we shouldn't, some people think masks are okay, some people don't like them. And really, isn't it more about just understanding other people's points of view? And shouldn't we be focusing on peace and understanding instead of violence? So let's focus on violence being not where we want to be. So understanding is greater than violence, greater than fear. And let's focus on sending out some good energy of understanding and peace out to our nation. So if you like, you can bring your hands together. I'm going to fall off my block here. Namaste. Have a great day and a great week. Miss you all.